Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So my name is Ashish, and today we are going to cover one most important DAX function that is also coming in the list, user relationship DAX function. Last week I have created one video that is related to treat as DAX function, and I'd like to tell you before watching this video, if you have not watched treat as DAX function, I highly recommend you to watch that because both of the function are going to interrelate. So once you will understand the user relationship function, you can understand the treat as, and once you understand the treat as DAX function, you will understand the user relationship. Okay, so if you are going to watch that treat as DAX function, that will be very beneficial for you. You will understand why we are going to use treat as and why we are using user relationship DAX function. So both are like the same only, but only the scenario are going to change. Before jumping to the user relationship DAX function, I would like to tell you why we are using the user relationship DAX function. Okay, so I would like to tell you one scenario. Let's suppose we have this model. If we are looking to this model, we are having one date table. There is only one date column. Let me tell you through table view. So these dates are keeping the date. Okay, this budget table is keeping the budget amount and product code, and thus in the sales we are having the sales id, product id, amount, order date, and ship date. Okay, let's come into one scenario where, see, I'd like to tell you one more thing. Between two table, only one active relationship can be. Okay, you cannot make two active relationship between two table. Okay, so interviewer ask you this kind of the question: in two table, how many active relationship can be? Okay, and they will give you the scenario. Let's say we have this date and we have connected to the order date. Now if I will use this date function and I will keep the sales amount, then it will be going to calculate as per the order date. But here the second scenario is that I also wanted to have the sales amount based on the ship date. Okay, so if you will use this date table, you cannot get directly from the ship date, and if you will get that particular, your answer will be incorrect. Okay, so it's mean I have to, if calculate the sales amount based on ship date, then I have to make another relationship between this table and this table. Then only if I will use the date function, I will get the sales amount based on the ship date. Okay, if you are confusing, don't worry. Okay, till the end of this video you will master this concept, and in each and every interviews whatever you will appear, you will be able to highly describe, and you can master into that. So let's come to the topic. Okay, before coming to the workshop, I just wanted to tell you when we have to use the user relationship DAX function. So the first thing what I have described you, when we have the multiple date fields, I wanted the sales by order date, but another I wanted by ship date also. If there is a this kind of the requirement, we have to use the user relationship DAX function. And that's the second thing which I have told you already. When only one relationship is active but another calculation you want it based on the inactive one, that we will cover now after that. Okay, and let's say you are building HR report. This is a scenario report. Sorry, not the scenario report, this is the scenario. Like say like you are preparing an HR report and you want to analyze the employee count by hire date and termination date, and in your model, in the same model, you are having the hire date and terminate date same as order date and ship date. So you can use this particular user relationship DAX function for your calculation. And when comparing different business perspective like sales by booking date, sales by delivery date, or when creating dynamic date slicer that allow user to switch between different relationship on the fly, so you can use the user relationship DAX function. Now when you have not to use the user relationship function, that we also need to know. So if you are thinking like you expect to active the permanently, then you are wrong. Okay, this user relationship function will make the active relationship between the calculation only, it will not make the permanently. Second thing, if you will try to use it without calculate, it won't work. Okay, you have to use the calculate function. Okay, after the aggregation, this is going to work as a filter context. And if you haven't already created the relationship, if suppose there is a no relationship between date and ship date, you cannot use this date function. You should have one inactive relationship. This is the main difference between the treat as and the user relationship function. Okay, so in this date and ship date, you should have one inactive relationship. You cannot make it active, so simply just remove this and save it. Now this inactive relationship is going to be shared between the same. Okay, that's what is this line is going to say. And for scenario only one data field is needed, then you don't need to use it. If I have to use date by and order date, then why I will use this function? This will be just override. And to replace proper data modeling, always design your model first, then use user relationship. So it's mean if you have not modeled your data model, your cardinality, then don't use this without that. First you complete your data model, then start using that. Okay. So now we have know about when to use and when not to use, and let's now come into the our workshop. So let's use the table, and in the table I just try to add. So see, from the model you can see this date is already connected with the order date. Okay, so if from the date I will add this date column. Okay, and from the sales if I will add the sales amount, so this sales amount is going to get based on the order date. Okay, if you can check here, this is connected from the order date. Okay, if you can check the order date from the, sorry, in the sales, so what is the order date? Order date are 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, you can check 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now my requirement is also to get the sales amount based on the ship date. Then how you can solve this using the user relationship DAX function that we are going to cover here? Simply we will have to create one measure. We will go here, we will click on the new measure, and simply we will write here, let's say total sales ship date. Okay, we wanted to calculate on ship date, so simply we will use the calculate function here. Okay, and what will be our expression? Simply our expression will be, I wanted the simply sum of sale. Okay, so I will use sum, and then I will use the sales amount. Okay, so that is now clear. So I wanted to calculate the sales amount, but here now the filter expression is coming, and in the filter expression I have to tell this filter expression that this sales amount I wanted on which model. So I will use the user relationship function, and I will say you should take my date from the date table, and you should take the ship date from my sales. Then you will give me the sales amount. So what it's saying, what I'm getting from this measure, so I'm getting total sales, and the user relationship function what is doing, it's simply filtering the context. Okay, based on user relationship function what is doing, based on active relationship between given dates column. Okay, so this is the filtering context, mean the date between the date and ship date I will get the sales amount. That's what user relationship function is doing for this calculation, for getting this sales amount. For only for this calculation, it's making the relationship active between the date and between the ship date. Okay, so now I have just hit the enter, and our measure is completed. Now just try to add it here. Okay, so we can see the date for ship date is, as of now what we can say, if it is showing the sales for ship date, then ship date should be only 3567. Let's come to the model, let's check into the sales. Ship date 3, okay, 567. Okay, the same is 3567 is showing. It's mean our measure is perfectly fine. So that is the main difference. Okay, when you are using the user relationship DAX function. Now what I have told, for this your relationship at least should be inactive. Okay, if you will not make any relationship here, your measure is not going to work. This is simply will throw an error. The error you can check here. Okay, now if I will simply add it again from date to ship date. Okay, now the model again have connected, you can check here. Uh, yeah, this model is again connected, but this is sharing the inactive relationship. Why? Because between two table only one active relationship can be shared. Now see, I have done nothing, just make this again active. Now this formula is going to work. Okay, so when you are having these kind of the scenario, then user relationship function is going to work like magical for you. You can work between the conditions. Okay, between that you can make your relationship active. And I hope now you have able to understand when we are going to use the user relationship DAX function. And I would like to recommend you to watch the pre-test DAX function also, so that you can have a better understanding. And whenever any interviewer is asking you between the user relationship and pre-test DAX function, then you can explain this confidently. Okay. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. So once you will subscribe, then you will get notified all over the videos there. And comment me down whatever the next DAX function you wanted me to cover. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this particular video. Keep learning, keep growing.